Good evening. We bring you the latest in the world of sports. I'm Paolo Del Rosario.
We give you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite icons and athletes. I'm Zihir Basha. Tonight, it's all about volleyball as we wrap up the VNL and reopen the PBL.
Local of sports fans. Let's get in the game. Intense? Probably an understatement.
Oh, yes.
Whenever we talk about that final leg of the eliminations in the men's division of the Volleyball Nations League. Now, after a roller coaster of a week, we had our analysts pick out their favorite moments at the VNL held here in the Philippines. Now, here to discuss their picks, our volleyball analysts. That's right, hindi muna siya host, okay? Zihir Basho and Ayel Estrañero joining us here today. Girls, I had the pleasure to call a game with you, Ayel, and I had a couple under my belt. You did a couple. I cannot begin to describe the environment, the atmosphere. Ayel, you first. How did it feel to be there, see everything, and work around all of this?
It was overwhelming. Honestly, I feel like I'm still on a VNL high. You know, again, in my previous interview, I would always say, you rarely get a chance to watch these players live and to actually witness a world-class competitive volleyball.
Yeah, Z, you know, we were talking about the quality in the past and just seeing it. Sometimes it's still hard to believe that we saw that type of volleyball played so much here in the country.
That's right. I mean, last year, I also covered some matches, but I don't know, this year, it's something different.
Exactly.
I guess because we already had a taste last year, so we know what to expect this year. Plus, parang nadagdagan pa siya ng intensity, ng pagiging ka-roller coaster, as you mentioned earlier. So, it was such an experience. It was a treat, definitely.
You know, you talk about roller coaster here. A lot of people rode the roller coaster that is the Japan fandom. And a lot of it came to a head during that Italy game in particular. Of course, a streak breaking there. Italy was coming off a 3-game win streak. The confidence was there. Pressure a bit on Japan. Ayala, what do you make of that game? And of course, the atmosphere and everything around it.
You know, I was gonna say, more than the game that we expected to be really good, it was really the atmosphere, the fans being so active, participating in all the activities, cheering for their own squad, for their own players, just being there also witnessing it as part of the audience was just, I think, just really memorable. As you know, I played volleyball, but also I'm a fan of the sport. So it's just great to be part of the audience.
Absolutely. So you take a look at this Italy and Japan game, and it's the great thing about the VNLs, we see so many contrasts in styles. And Z, we a lot of people say that, oh, we can relate to Japan kasi maliit din sila eh. They're not the tallest team, and here we saw them go against Italy, who took advantage of their height, their size. Blocking numbers pa lang 13-4 in favor of Italy against Japan. Just talking about the style of play, how was that for you?
I mean, it's not even the style, but it's the execution. Earlier, Ayala and I were talking about how, you know, it's really execution. Like, you're not surprised that they're gonna do these wonderful things, but to do it at a consistent rate all throughout the matches, it's insane. Like, I remember covering Italy, and sabi ko talaga, grabe, blocking talaga is their main thing.
For men's,
Italy. And then, what I also noticed about them is control nung bola. Like, kahit jungle ball, kahit tumasik, like, kahit anong parte ng katawan yung sinalo nila, pinansalo nila sa bola, parang nagagawan pa rin ng paraan, nasiset na papalo ng maayos. So, that Italy versus Japan match was really something to look out for. And, I mean, as much as the Japanese fans are sad, but that was a solid match.
Yeah.
That was a solid game. That was a solid game for sure. Now, we're gonna talk a lot more about Japan in just a bit, pero syempre, we have to talk about the other teams that did shine and some that may be disappointed, at least ranking-wise. Ayal, that Brazil-China game that we had the pleasure of doing, at least Brazil, we felt that they needed a victory like that, considering the troubles that they had prior to that one?
We talked about Italy earlier. They've swept their games here in the Philippines,
Yeah.
and we expected the same with Brazil because they are a powerhouse as a team. But then they were a bit, up and down here in the Philippines. They lost against Italy and Poland, but they won against Netherlands and China. They
Right.
entered third in the rankings. They finished sixth, but although they weren't at their best form here in the Philippine leg, it's still so nice to actually watch, the legends that they have in their lineup.
Yeah.
In Bruno, you have Lucarelli, you have Lucas also, one of their middle blockers. So again, it's just the same feeling. It's amazing to watch them play live.
I just want to reiterate to everyone out here, these girls are also fans. Si Ayel was,
Yes.
she was so excited to just see Bruno in action. Yan lang masasabi ko. I think that's also all I can say. But Z, you take a look at going back to Japan, apart from the fact that the Philippine fans love them, you go to that game against the Netherlands, the 1-2 ni Ran Nishida.
Yes, I mean, I'm so sad that we can't show you tonight, but we'll post it so you guys can see it. But oh my God, again, it's execution. It was Ran receiving. It wasn't even like the conventional passes anymore. It's like he stuck out his arms, dug it up. There you go. Yes, there you go. So he dug it up. Bahala na si Lord kung saan pumunta. Sakto kay Nishida. Perfect set. Tapos napalo. I mean, nobody saw it coming. I don't think anybody did, except for them, siguro. But oh my God, execution once again, so precise. It's precision talaga. Very Japanese, very on brand. I loved it.
And to add to that, I remember us watching one of the games also on live stream, and then one of the analysts, international analysts, was saying that the play that the Japanese would usually have, we need to have a name for that already. Because they keep on doing it, other teams does it also, so parang there should be a name for it.
So what would you suggest?
I don't know. Maybe as a suggestion.
You have no suggestions
Feels
yet?
like a super saiyan thing, but like, when I think about that, it's football eh.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll probably ask them to name it. It's theirs to name, diba?
Yeah, or the fans can name it. And again, talking about the fans were incredible. We've seen a lot of interactions also. You wanted to mention something about a Polish player whose name I will let you pronounce.
Kurek.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah,
Kurek?
Bartosz Kurek. Yeah,
Yeah.
you were mentioning it.
Volleyball, that sort of made me tear a little because, as a fan also, imagine that feeling. You have the person you've been idolizing right beside you.
Not
and
just
actually
that.
giving you a ball with a signature.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Hyping her up. I'm
Yeah.
getting goosebumps right now.
Grabe.
Grabe.
And I'm sure there have been a lot more interactions that we can go through, but unfortunately we don't have a lot of time. But hopefully we can see them come back really
Hopefully.
soon. Again, the bid is on for
Yes.
more VNL here in the country, and of course women's next year. So let's see what happens then. But Ayel, don't go away,
Yes.
and you go back to being
We'll
a
stay
host.
here
Yeah, go back being a
because
host.
we've got more volleyball after the break. We set the stage for the resumption of the PVL Invitational Conference. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game. Welcome back to the game. As the heart of volleyball resumes tomorrow, volleyball fans will be treated to an explosive quadruple header. Let's find out what to expect from volleyball analyst Ayala Straniero. She's still here. As we reveal the PVL Team of the Week.
And can I just say, this is not an
Yes.
official Team of the
It's
Week. It is just the picks of Ayel. Z cannot pick because she would pick herself over and over again. Kaya ito yung pinaka, I guess, unbiased pick natin. So, before we talk about all of this, what is your criteria for picking all these players?
Well, it's mostly based on stats. Because, right now in the PVL, where there are a lot of athletes who are really good and teams who are really good, playing in a really high level, I mean, it's really hard to pick. You should look at statistics as one way or another.
All right.
I mean, just 7 na po ako dun. But okay, let's get to it, Yel. First, we gotta talk about the liberos.
Yeah.
And of course, you got...
Don Makandili Katindig, who actually had a breakout game against Signal. Ate Z and I were watching. We were covering in the fan stream and reacting to the game. She actually had 48 excellent digs.
48 lang naman pala.
And that's crazy high for a libero. But, she has proven her skills, her worth as a libero since she was in college. But another player that is worth mentioning, another libero worth mentioning is Kat Arado. Both players are very stable in defense. They make it look so easy, digging all these power hits of great attackers in the PVL, and they're just so composed as players, very stable in floor defense.
Well, if Dawn Makandili is playing at her best, F2 are just that much harder to beat. And you mentioned Catarado. I think she's always there, up top, when you're talking about the best liberos of the game. Now we move on to an open hitter. So, kanina, if Signal fans felt bad that Dawn Makandili just did a lot of work against them, they'll feel better about this pick because you have a player from Signal.
From Signal, one of the outside hitters, Hes Molina. I chose her. I want to highlight her for the first week of PVL because compared to her previous conference, she looks healthier this conference. She's more functional in all sides of the court compared to last conference because she was short of aiding a minor injury. So right now, it looks like she is at her best form, and her role is going to be crucial coming into the next games, as we know, because PVL, it's a pool phase. Every game is crucial. Only 2 teams will move forward to the semifinals.
All right, and you got a special mention ang nagbabalik Queen of the Sands. Maybe queen na rin sa indoor?
Cece Rendina.
Seems like it,
No, I would say she's really an impact player because she's the go-to player of Chukumucho right now, and she makes it look so easy. And she's embracing the role as it is not new to her because she was a back-to-back best scorer during her UAP career.
All right, so in the interest of time, we're going to stick to the top picks first and just mention the special ones later. But then, for opposite here, you have someone from Creamline, and everyone's going to love this pick.
Tots Carlos. For her, she just keeps on improving. Last conference, we saw her as an outside hitter and she improved her passing. But this conference, I feel like she's becoming more of an efficient spiker. She's currently #1 in spiking, 59.54 efficiency, I believe. And for her, just overall, she's a power hitter. She's smart, high volleyball IQ. So she's very effective and efficient as an opposite hitter.
Yeah, and the honorable mention there is KKD of F2.
Of
Again, great choices there. But then Tots Carlos getting the pick.
Well, we got a little familiar name here for your middle blocker pick.
No, for a middle blocker, you have Remy Palma. No, for middles, I believe teams would want to have middles who are not just a threat in blocking, but who's also, fast to transition to be available always in offense. And I feel like the best example really is Remy Palma from Petrogas.
Yeah, the special mention there is Cherry Nunag. And of course, for the setters, this doesn't feel like a surprise anymore. Fans, I'll let you guess. All right, Ayel, now what's your answer?
No, it will always be Gia Morado de Guzman. It's always hard not to put her on the list because she's just excellent. When you think of a player who's just consistent all throughout the years, all throughout the games, it's Gia de Guzman. It's not like she has a bad game. It's always a good game for her. She's very consistent. Her playmaking is just so excellent as usual.
Yeah, of course, Jel Cayuna was the special mention there, and of course, a great offensive setter in that mind. But right now, I want to talk a bit about Pilipinas Live because it's a different way for the fans to experience it. You've done the fan streams. I know that no one really expected the fan stream to be what it was. Like they didn't know what stories to hear. But how was that experience for you?
No, it was fun. Like watching the game, reacting to it, not having to be so, not having to
Formal.
analyze it, not
Yeah.
having to be so formal about it. Just really enjoying the game.
Basically, parang kwentuhan lang kayo.
Basically, yes, like we got a couch there, we're sitting comfortably, and it's, it's people that we enjoy watching volleyball. Kasi, again, like Ayel said earlier, we are fans of the sport as well.
Yeah, and it's a different aspect altogether. Of course, you can catch the Pilipinas. You can catch that on the Pilipinas Live app, or you can download on Google Play and on the Apple Store. So make sure you go check that out. 99 pesos per month. It's a subscription fee for the PVL, PBA, UAP, and all sports. There was also VNL there.
Yeah.
So a lot to enjoy there. Ayel, maraming salamat.
Thank
really
you so
appreciate
much.
you. We'll see you in the fan
Thanks,
stream and in the broadcast as well. So, after the break, we'll find out more about Ange Kouame's amazing journey from the collegiate ranks to the national team. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game. Welcome back. You're watching The Game. Now, from the UAP all the way to the national team, Ange Kouame has always given his all on the court. Now, let's take a look back at his journey from college to the Gilas Pilipinas as a proud kababayan ahead of the FIBA Basketball World Cup.
Ange Kouame approaches every single opportunity with gratitude. From being a basketball player with no real options back in 2016, Kouame found a home in the Philippines, became a champion, and now a college graduate as well.
It feels great because for me it was the plan since I first stepped in the Philippines. I graduated from Ateneo And I'm glad that I accomplished the things that I wanted to, especially to be able to be champion and all that. Despite that, that was my main goal, to graduate from Ateneo, and I did it. So I'm really happy for that.
Kwame admits that it wasn't easy being away from everything that was familiar to him, but with the help of friends that treated him like family, it made the transition a lot smoother.
That was a huge part for me to adjust. But once I integrated the system, especially graduated from high school in the Philippines and then go to college, everything was pretty smooth. Especially when you meet new friends and you have like families around you, people that really want to help you and to be part of your growth, especially on your journey. That was a huge help for me.
During his stint with Ateneo, the 6'11" center handled himself well as a true sportsman.
It was really important for me because, especially to be a foreigner student, let's say Christmas, you don't have anyone to, spend the day with, you don't have any family around. So that was actually a good help mentally, especially mentally, because having somebody that's there to support you during your down, because, your family is like way 1,000 miles away from you.
Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas Chairman Emeritus Manny V. Pangilinan saw his devotion to basketball and opened the door towards Kwame's Filipino naturalization.
That was, I think, 2019 after the 16-0. We were at the dinner table with Boss MVP. He actually asked me, are you willing to, if the opportunity is there for you, will you be okay to step and to be able to be a Filipino citizen? I completely, accepted because, playing for a national team, despite from Ivory Coast and the Philippines saw me grow there. They actually was there for me between, my younger age until I grew up to the man that I am today. So that was actually an easy decision for me to accept to play for the national team.
Now, Gilas Pilipinas has 3 options to fill the one naturalized player spot in the FIBA Basketball World Cup squad.
It's been the same mindset, For the first day that I stepped in the national team, I just made a promise to myself that, this is an opportunity that people give you. So I don't really want to let the national team down despite the fire or whatever is going on in my life. So I'm always happy to be around the national team, especially to play for the Philippines. So it's not a second guess for me. Despite the fact that I know that I won't even gonna make the lineup, I just come here with the same mentality to be better every single day, each day. And if the opportunity is there, then I will take it. If not, then I'm okay with it.
Kwame is joined by Justin Brownlee and Jordan Clarkson, but for the fresh graduate, the mentality remains the same.
A great guy, nice guy to be around. He helped me also to motivate myself. He also talking to me about the future and everything. If I have any question, I can go to him. So it's kind of like a big brother to me.
He will go to each and every practice with everything he's got. Basketball has given him so much, so he gives the sport the respect that it deserves.
It's worth it. It's worth it. And I'm really happy to how far I have come, from that day that I stepped in this country until now. And I know myself that I'm always gonna be proud of it, of my decision that I made before.
Here we go, Laban Pilipinas!
From Kaunas, Lithuania, Carlo Pamintuan.
Well, that's it for tonight. Thank you for joining us. I'm Zihir Basho.
And I'm Paulo De Rosario. This has been The Game.